Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Road to Nowhere podcast. I am Extreme from Extreme FTW Gaming. This is Jimmy G from the Jimmy G Experience here on Twitch, Facebook, and I think even Twitter. I don't know. But we welcome you guys for another episode. And once again, no absolute clue what we're going to talk about. We have some ideas. There are some things we want to address. I know I do have some things I need to address with you guys. But other than that, it's just another Wednesday, and it's time for us to get into it, I guess. So,
I love
hi.
Wednesdays. I love Wednesdays. Hello, everyone, and
Oh,
welcome to the stream. If this is your first time visiting, we want to say thank you for tuning in, and please come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun. At least we like to, even if it's not interacting with you guys. But the chats are open, so feel free to leave us comments and stuff. Yeah. So what's up?
So here's the thing. As some of you who watch this know, I am going to be starting a new job here really, really soon. In fact, I'm starting tomorrow. Yesterday, they called me to verify some stuff, and I can now put it out there to all of you guys. We're still doing the podcast each and every Wednesday. Nothing's changing. It's the only thing that's not changing. So every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific or 10 a.m. Pacific, I think it's 10 a.m. Yeah, 10 a.m. We're still going to be going live with this show every single week. And following the show, I'll stream for a while. And then, yeah, I don't know about anything else, but we'll see. So, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there to everybody so you guys know the show's not going anywhere. I've already kind of pissed my girlfriend off with it. So, yeah.
I mean, happy wife, happy life, right? And maybe
Yeah,
if you're tired of pissing her off, that's the way to go.
That's the thing. I wasn't. So when I was talking to him yesterday, it wasn't that I wasn't thinking about her. It's just we live together, and when I'm not streaming, I'm with her. Like that's just how it's always been since we've been here. So it's like I get her getting a little frustrated that's why that's the day I kind of permanently took off. But it wasn't done maliciously or anything. It's just it didn't dawn on me because in my mind, I get to see her every single day, and I will always make time for her. But I needed to do this because it's the only thing outside of my relationship I can control. And I wanted to have one day where I knew I could stream and go nuts. And yeah, if this is the only day of the week I get to stream, it's got to be the one day. It's got to be the one day I can do the podcast and this with you or just any of this. It's like this had to, I needed that one day. And so Wednesdays was the day that I basically took. So
I get it.
Yeah. I mean, I know she gets that too. I know she does. It just sucks because it's like I feel bad about it, like I don't want her to think that's what I was doing.
Right.
So anyways, that tangent out of my system. So I want to start with something gaming related because it was literally just dropped this morning. So I know you haven't seen it. Hell, I haven't even looked at it. But next Tuesday is the start of the new season in Destiny. And if I'm correct, there's going to be some pretty heavy downtime because they're going to be updating the game, whatever. But I think it's next Tuesday. Let me double check this. Yes, next Tuesday is also the massive showcase for the next major expansion and all the other stuff that's coming to the game. That's all being revealed next Tuesday. I probably will be working. So, this will be the first major announcement for Destiny since the game launched that I haven't been there to watch when it happened live. So I'm personally a little excited to finally just be able to skip through all the bullshit instead of watching it live. But they've already kind of talked about today. They talked about the Arc 3.0 changes that are coming. And the very little that I looked at, because I kind of was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'll just wait till Tuesday and, I'll play it next week. So yeah, but that's coming out next week. They announced most of what's coming with Arc 3.0, and it looks pretty cool. It looks like the Arc 3.0 is going to be the ad clearing um, class that they wanted it to be. It's going to be all about speed and just going nuts. From like I said, from the very little I looked at, it looks really freaking cool. So, yeah, I just kind of want to throw that out there to see what you thought about it because I know you haven't touched Destiny in a long ass time. Like I think the last time you played Destiny was what, at least a month plus ago? I think the last time you played Destiny was the last time I played Destiny, and that was a while ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's not for lack of wanting to, you know. Um, we just we haven't been on the same uh we haven't been on the same like time frame as it were, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to a lot of the stuff that's up and coming and all that. Like it's fun. I enjoy it. Um, I'm
I
trying to
know
figure
this
out times to
much.
start working out again personally. So I don't even know how
Yeah.
much video games I'm going to be doing in the near future anyway, but still.
Yeah, and I get that. I like that was something I was supposed to start doing next month. But when that plan was thrown out, I think the initial idea was I was still gonna have this massive open availability to do whatever. And yeah, that's not the case anymore. So we'll see how that happens on my end. But I'm gonna be working out every day technically because I already know the job I'm doing is very, very physical. Um, so I'm probably gonna be sore as shit for the first week. In fact, next Wednesday, I'm gonna talk all about it. I guarantee you I'm gonna bitch about it a little bit. Um, but it'll be good. And hopefully I'm hoping that everything works out the way I want it to, as far
Mhm.
as the work schedule goes. But I'm also really hoping that I can physically hold out because I haven't done this kind of work in so long, just in general, like just being up, moving around is not something I do on a regular basis. And so I'm definitely going to feel it. I'm going to feel it in my back. I'm going to feel it in my legs. I'm going to be hurting, but I have two choices: be broke, have money. Hmm. They're not really
And
hard choices here.
yeah, I was
So,
going to say the same thing. That's not a really a hard decision there, buddy.
yeah. So it's like, I just gotta, quote unquote, man up for a little while till it gets, I get to the point where my body's comfortable with it again. That might take a couple weeks. It might take a couple months. I hope it doesn't take a couple months. I hope it only takes a couple days, but we'll see what happens. But I'm excited to get back in there and get to work. I wish this had worked out as a means for income for me, but reality is I am not good with social media to begin with, and that's the number one way of promoting yourself. Also making contacts and stuff like that. And it's just not something I'm good at. So this was going to be an uphill climb for me, and it still is. But this is what I enjoy. I enjoy doing this. And it's not just, oh, I get to play video games. No, I like to entertain, but it's hard to do that sometimes when you're more focused on, well, I hate to say it, playing the video game. So
True.
we'll see what
Very, very
happens.
true.
In the very near future, you're gonna start seeing improvements to the quality of my stream. I'm gonna get a new camera. I'm probably gonna upgrade my mic. I'm definitely upgrading my computer. Um, as it was, Elliot straight up asked, he's like, "So if you're gonna get a new computer, what are you gonna do with your old one?" I'm like, "What do you think I'm gonna do with it?" And he just kind of smiled like, "Mine." So,
I mean, if
because
it
this
works
computer,
and the graphics card and all that stuff works, why
well, that's
not?
the
You
thing,
know?
it doesn't have a graphics card, but it lets him, for right now, it lets him, play video games because he can stream it over the PlayStation Plus app. Of course, I'm not going to be here all the time, so he'll be able to use my PS4. And eventually I'm going to get a PS5. In fact, I'd like to do that before Modern Warfare 2 comes out, which I gotta admit, the campaign, like the detail, the graphics, the very little I know about the game, because I actually kind of want to go into it as cold as possible. That game looks exciting to me. It looks interesting. The fact that there is going to be an all gillied up kind of mission in there, and it looks way more realistic in the terms of how snipers are in the in regards to, you don't have the gun just sitting there sticking out. No, like a little shitty camo. No, it's like fully, the snipers are all gillied up and everything too. So it's like, oh, dude, I want to play that. And they announced yesterday, I think it was, that if you pre-order the game digitally, you'll get the campaign a full week before the game actually launches. Which is like, all right, cool. So technically the game is launching on this date, and then the rest of the game is coming out this date. And that makes sense, but what happens when you finish the campaign and you want something else to do? If the campaign is fully replayable, great. Um, but I don't know. I don't know if that's really going to entice a lot of people to pre-order the game. Just saying. I mean, the campaign looks
I
cool.
mean, to be honest with you, if that is so, then I'm looking forward to it as well because I pre-ordered it already, and if I can get the campaign finished before the game gets released, then I feel like I'm going to have a lot more time on the multiplayer of the game, which is something that you know
I,
people
you
don't
know, I
normally
think,
have that available to them if they play with groups of people.
yeah, and I think that's going to be the one thing that, for a lot of people that play Call of Duty, a lot of them don't play the campaign. I mean, sadly, there is a good chunk of the people that buy the game now that just don't play the campaign at all,
Yeah,
because they just don't have a chance, or they're just not interested. Here, you're going to have the opportunity to play it a full week before you do anything else. So you'll have more time to kind of dive into that.
right.
I will admit, if I can get my hands on a PS5, I'm going to get the game. If I can't get a PS5, I'm not going to get the game until I can get, the other one. So I don't know when I'll get a chance to play it. Because PS5s are still in high demand. And until that changes, it is what it is. But it looks really cool, and I'm really excited for it. I definitely will be playing it this fall, um, and probably streaming it. More than likely, I'll stream the campaign when I finally get the chance to play it. But yeah, that was another big announcement that was made yesterday. Pretty cool. But in my mind, it's still like, okay, cool. You're getting the campaign this time and everything else this time. That's kind of what they did with Vanguard in a sense. They gave you the campaign and then they gave you everything else sometime after, I guess. I think that's what happened. I may be wrong, but that's basically what they did previously, and it kind of worked. I guess. I don't know. Who knows what they're doing over there anymore? With all the acquisitions and changes, and the fact that Microsoft now owns Activision, which indirectly owns Infinity Ward. Yeah, I don't know if this decision was from where, but it's a good decision in my opinion, because it gives more people a chance to see the one thing that they really do spend a lot of time on compared to everything else. They don't spend a shit ton of time on multiplayer in comparison to building the campaign, because that's what everything is built off of, usually, from what I understand how they develop the game. So, but yeah, throwing that out there. Um, I don't think there's any other big gaming news. There's something in Fortnite, which, me, I could give two shits about. Um, oh, it's Dragon Ball Z in Fortnite or something like that. That thing is
I've
happening.
I've been playing it. It's fun. Um, so the thing behind that really is a um, here's like a battle pass kind of thing.
Hmm.
What happens is they put the little challenges out there. Your goal is to get the challenges completed in a timely manner, and when the next release comes out, boom shakalaka, they unlock the next thing. excuse me, in which case now you have another task to do. You just have another thing at hand as to what to look forward to. It's just like any other game. You know, it really is
Nowadays.
it really is a how much time are you willing to put in and complete the story. And at the same time, Fortnite also did a like a Fortnite crew, and that created the Game Pass, which is like every other game, and I should say Battle Pass. I'm sorry, not Game Pass, but the Battle Pass, like every other game, and a campaign as well. But I don't quite understand that campaign. That's a little weird to me. I'm not 100% sure on what that is.
Yeah, again, not a game I follow or play. It's nothing against the game itself. It's just I'm not interested in massive multiplayer player versus player games. Like that's never been my interest. That's one of the things that kind of kept me away from Fallout for a while was that I was and it was originally, it very much was. Um, when the game first came out, it was pretty much player versus player. There was no cooperation. You had a lot of jackasses out there just kind of going around killing people and robbing them, and that to me was like, nah, I'm not playing that shit. Over time, that changed with Fallout, and here I am playing the crap out of it right now. But you got games like, oh, what the hell's Call of Duty's game? You know what I'm talking about. Um, it's the one that everyone played. It's the massive multiplayer game, kind
Warzone.
of like yeah, Warzone. You got Fallout or not Fallout. You have Fall Guys, which is kind of the same thing. Essentially, it's a player versus player game. You know, it's just I don't like player versus player stuff anymore. I don't even like it in Destiny. Like I avoid it in Destiny just because it's one massive shit show. And with the way they're rebuilding that stuff, to bring it back to Destiny real quick before we move on to something else, it's kind of implicating to me or indicating to me that while they're not going to be removing PvP, they're not making PvP a big factor going forward in the game because you don't make these changes with the intention of, you know, making PvP a featured element of that because it's just there's no way it's going to work. So I don't know. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but it just seems like yeah, the PvP side of things for Destiny is going away with these changes, and we'll see. But moving on and getting away from video games for a little bit, if not the rest of the show. We got some premieres this week. I think it's this. I think one of them is this week. I'm not sure about the other one, but I think it was yesterday or something, sometime very recently. They had the world premieres for She-Hulk and the what's the one? The other one. It was the Game of Thrones prequel series that's coming out. I don't know what it's called. Do you even watch Game of Thrones? I don't know.
Game of Thrones is done. Game of Thrones has been done for a hot minute.
Yes, but they're coming out with a pre-sequel. Like it's or not pre-sequel, it's a prequel to Game of Thrones, kind of going over the whole Targaryens and all that stuff and that whole aspect of the series that
To be perfectly honest, I did not know that that was a thing.
yeah, that apparently is premiering. I'm assuming this week because there's a lot of hype for it right now. And I mean, this has been out there for a bit, but yeah, no, it's the premiere was yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. I honestly wasn't paying too close attention to this, and a lot of people are excited about it. I know
I
Kim's
mean,
excited for it. She loved
if
Game of Thrones, so
yeah, I was gonna say if I'd have seen it, I'd have been excited for it. Not gonna lie.
yeah. I I watched the first 2 seasons of Game of Thrones, and then I lost all interest. Um, I think it
Why?
was a big part of part of it was they took that massive break in between um 2 of the seasons. There was like a year plus that they just didn't have new episodes, and I thought the show was over. So when I found out that it came back, I was like, "Wait, I thought the show got canceled." And I think I was actually talking to my dad because I think my dad was a big Game of Thrones fan. Um, he didn't even get to see the series finale. I think I don't know for sure on that, but he watched all of it, as far as I know, and he enjoyed the hell out of it. It just wasn't for me. Like after the first 2 seasons, I was just like, nah, they lost me. You
Huh.
know, I mean, it just trust me, I like violence. You know this. I like violent movies, you know. I like good stories. But something about it, I just nope, bye. And I
Right.
never even gave it a chance for a while now since we knew about this show coming out. Because like I said, I've known about it for a while. Kim's like, we should go back and watch it again. And I'm like, I don't want to. Well, I want to watch it with you. And I'm like, that's great. I won't watch it. And
Savage, bro.
she's like that with a couple things where she's like, I want to let's watch this backwards. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And she just I love her to death. She doesn't hear me sometimes when I say no. Like today, just throwing this out there. Um, I went to go give her breakfast because I made her like toasted English muffins and some fruit. Nothing fancy.
Of course
And I
not.
go
It's
in there
you.
and I give
I'm
it to
just
her.
kidding.
Shut up. I go in there to give it to her. And she's like, you said you were going to take today off because today's my last day. I was like, I did not say that. Trust me, I did not say that. I know what I would have said, and I definitely was not going to say that. So, but especially because it's like, yeah, it's her last day. She goes back to work tomorrow. I start working too. So today's my last day to stream. If I didn't have that problem, I'd probably do the podcast and then that'd be it. I'd shut down and I'd go hang out with her the rest of the day. But I'm probably looking at 40 hours a week. So, yeah, I'm going to stream today. So,
You're welcome. Don't make me regret it. Hug.
oh,
Love you, buddy.
oh.
So that was part of Fortnite, the Dragon Ball Z stuff that came out. They released Goku.
And these are all skins. It's not like they're actually
Right.
you're getting a playable
Vegeta.
version.
Right. Well, it is playable. It's a character that you can be in the game. So it was Goku, Vegeta, and then there were two others that I don't remember the names of. Like I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was younger, and I say younger like that was like a long time ago, but it wasn't a long time ago. It was probably like 20 years ago, but I'm 41 now, which means I was 21 at the time, so I'm not young. Anyway,
Yeah.
So they released 4 characters plus all the emotes and other things that come along with it. And as a gift to my son last night, like I was in a really foul mood, not real happy with him. He's finding ways and loopholes to get away with stuff and see how mad he can make me before I snap. And it doesn't take much. I mean, you know me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was feeling good last night. I was up until like 1 a.m. And before I went to bed, I spent probably $50 on skins and bought him a gift of the Dragon Ball Z characters because he asked me, well, probably not 50. It was probably like maybe 30. But anyway, he asked me, Dad, is there anything I can do to earn money? And we have a whiteboard that we've been waiting to write chores and stuff on to see what he can do to earn money to buy his skins in the games like Apex and Fortnite and any other game he plays. And I went ahead and I pulled the trigger and I bought him the Dragon Ball Z stuff because I knew he wanted it. You know, why else would he be asking for money? And he's probably spent, you know, a good $1,000 in Fortnite and Apex when it comes to skins and decals and weapons and shit. And so, you know, I'm hesitant to give him stuff. But like I said, I knew he wanted it. He's doing his best. You know, I can't get mad at him. He's trying. And so I went ahead and I pulled the trigger, like I said, and I bought those and I gave it to him last night as a gift. And I even digitally wrapped it. So he had to go out of his way to unwrap it and see what it is. I mean, it was fun for me. So I was cool with it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well,
so he
awesome.
he got a couple gifts to get when he finally got to log in this morning.
So that's why he came in just now and was like, "Thank you."
Yeah. Thank you, Dad. You're welcome.
That's a smart move.
Yeah.
Thank
Despite what you
the man.
think, yeah, despite what you think, I love you very much, and stop pissing me off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Uh, ay, ay, ay. So I apologize. I should be a little transparent here. I'm full on playing what do you call it while we're doing the podcast. So I'm playing Fallout 76 while we're doing the show. Because I gotta get in as much time as I can. But so the other big thing that's happening this week is that what game is it? Or not game, it's movie. She-Hulk is coming out tomorrow, actually. And I gotta be honest, I'm actually interested in watching this show, mostly because they do have the Hulk in it, the Hulk character in the show. So they're gonna tie it in, obviously, in some way and explain how she's also the Hulk. In the comic books, if I remember correctly, she was just born this way. Like that was the thing. She was born this way, and somehow she got exposed to the gamma radiation or something like that, and ta-da, she's just like him. I don't know if that's how they're going to play it up in the show. Um, I know that they've got a story behind it, and so I guess we'll find out all about that. But I was curious if this is something you're interested in watching, and if so, like, what are you looking forward to from the series? Personally, I'm looking forward to the interactions between her and the whole character.
She-Hulk.
Yeah,
My thoughts behind She-Hulk is, like I said the other day, I'm not a fan of the female versions of the characters that I've seen. I wish they would have never wrote those comics. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to watch it. No matter how big of a nerd that I really am, it's it's less intriguing to me just due to the fact that when it comes to characters and stuff like that, I'm just flat out not a fan. Um, I don't know. Like it's more gonna be on my kids if they want to see it or not, more so than it is me. Because if it's something that they're interested in and they want to see, I'm cool with it. Like we'll go watch it. But if it's gonna come down to me, I'm good. Like I'm good.
yeah, no, I get you on that one. Oh man, I'm getting my ass kicked by the way in the video game right now. I gotta be honest, I'm actually kind of interested because the story behind the character is it's similar, but it's different, like it's not the same story 100% in the sense of how her origin, she's not a scientist, she's a lawyer, all that stuff. So that's an element of it. The fact that Mark Ruffalo is in the show as well kind of gave me reason to go, okay, I want to check this out. Um, from what I've seen, it looks funny as shit. Like it looks like it'll be hilarious to watch. Um, so I don't know. We'll see, but I'm open-minded because I don't know. Just I've kind of gotten to the point where it's like I like these shows a lot and I like sitting back and just watching what they come up with. They've had some hits as far as I'm concerned. And they've had some misses. But I'm kind of going into it like it's gonna be good, but we'll see. I know I'm
Yeah.
not making any sense.
No, it's sense. For me, it's like, is it really worth my time? Like I want to see Thor because I'm interested to know how they're going to play the two characters together. But when it comes to Hulk, I think that I would have really liked to have seen Edward Norton have a better script, because I feel like out of all the Hulks out there when it comes to the movies, that he should have been the best one. He's a phenomenal actor.
He was
You know
the
what I
best
mean?
one. Like
But his script was trash, and that's not his fault. that was how it was written. But for with what he had to work with, I think he did an excellent job. But again, I think he's a great actor. You know, I feel like he's a very underrated actor, and it makes me sad to know that everybody gave him crap for playing a bad role that he had no control over how the script goes.
Yeah. I mean, I will admit this, and I'm gonna get some flack for it. I've never seen that version, that Hulk movie. That is one of the only Marvel movies I have not seen. And the main reason why I didn't watch it is because outside of one little part, there's nothing in that movie that ties it in any way, shape, or form to the main like Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now that's changed over time. They have gone back to that film and pulled elements of it, like oh, what's his name? That one character, the other Hulk like character that was introduced. I can't think of him. God damn it! But he ends up in Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, and there are other little references to that Hulk movie since the new phase started. And so it kind of makes me go, man, I should probably go back and watch that now. It's a little late, but I should go back for no other reason, just to kind of know who this is, what this character was about, all that stuff, to see if, you know, there was anything done to it. Because I understand that the character that was in Shang-Chi was definitely a different version than the badass that was in the Hulk movie with Norton. So I don't know. It's definitely something that I have no idea where I'm going with this. I'm just gonna stop talking. I completely lost my train of thought, and it's not even the game. It's just I lost my train of thought on that one.
Um,
Sucks so bad.
yeah, no, but I mean, when it comes to just acting, period, and that's the thing is it's not so much the actor as it is the story, you know. An
Yeah,
actor is only as good as his writer.
yeah. I mean, from my understanding of the two Hulk films that were made, because there was the one that came out in what was it, 2002? I saw that one. I liked it, but I always felt like that was it. Like they're not going to do a sequel to this. And apparently that was a plan for a long time. The plan was for them to do a sequel based off that movie, but it just didn't happen. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Um, Teach their own, I guess. I liked it, but it made me kind of like, I doubt they're gonna do like Marvel when Marvel finally did it themselves. I didn't think Marvel was gonna deliver at all, and clearly I was wrong. But that movie came out before um, Iron Man did, so Iron Man was the first Marvel film I ever saw that I thought, dude, this is a shit, and it was. Hang on, I'm yeah, very much confused. Oh fuck, I'm getting killed playing a video game. I should probably be talking about the podcast here, but yeah, trying to get all this shit taken care of. Um but yeah, for me it was like Iron Man was the first real movie I saw, and that one from me set the bar like here. And I felt like that Iron Man just didn't deliver on that level. Does that make sense? Or not Iron Man, but the Hulk movie didn't deliver on that level. Did you ever see that movie?
Which one?
The Edward Norton Hulk.
Yes, I own it.
Oh. What did you think?
I liked it. Like I said, I feel like it was very underrated. When it comes to his acting, I think it was overrated when it came to the script of the story. You know, Like it is what it is. But at the same time, what can you really do? You can only do so much with what you got.
Yeah. I personally have always wanted to see it. It's just it's not one of those films that's readily available. Like I thought for sure it would be on Disney Plus. It's not on Disney Plus. At least I can't find it. So
No, they kind of
they don't
they kind of
acknowledge it.
got rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't acknowledge that film. Which is even funnier because Fox I think it was Fox, did the original Hulk movie. Oh, not the original Hulk movie, but the 2002 Hulk movie. And that's on there, which I find hilarious. But there are more elements from that film that ended up getting used during the whole Infinity War saga than anything else. Hell, the actor that played the general in that movie was brought back. Whereas, as of now, other than that one actor, no one else who was in the movie um, has come back, obviously. So I don't know. I guess that's where they kind of made a decision and said this is what we're going with. But I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. For all I know, it could be a sequel to that. But that's not what I understand. From my understanding, the 2002 Hulk movie was its own thing, and then the one that Marvel did in like 2004 or whatever it was, 2005, um, that was Marvel's version of Hulk, but they were both origin stories. And one was an outsider's view on it, and this was Marvel's version, and both versions just did not do well.
Yeah.
I can only talk for one. You've seen both, so yeah. That's the one Marvel film I've never seen, and I regret it because I've had opportunities to watch it, and I just, I'll watch it later. I don't know how long it's been since that movie came out. Still haven't seen it. And Kim actually asked me if we should watch that, and I'm like, no, no. I just heard such bad things about it. I'm like, and then knowing that it doesn't tie in to anything else other than that one scene, I'm all, we could just watch that one clip and we're fine.
Right.
But now that I think about it, that had to come out after Iron Man did, because Tony Stark, like Robert Downey Jr. appears as Tony Stark in that little snippet. So I think that's when it happened. I can't remember the timeline, but I just know that it's not considered canon other than that one scene. So, speaking of canon,
The canon.
we have what's it called coming out soon? Trying to think. What If season 2 is coming out? Did you see season 1?
What if? No.
You didn't see season 1 of What If?
Nope.
You should go watch it because a lot of elements from that end up in Doctor Strange, the sequel. I don't know if you've seen that yet either.
Nope.
Yeah. So the What If series is really, really, really interesting. Again, I never read a lot of the comics. I have read some, but I didn't follow the overall story of Marvel and that whole story that the chains of stories they told.
Okay.
And so for me, watching all this stuff, it's like, oh yeah, I know about that kind of thing. Um, like I don't know if I talked about this on the last podcast, but we watched Ms. Marvel. I'm sorry, my eyes are all jacked up right now. We watched Ms. Marvel recently. I liked the hell out of it. It was well done. It was a really good show, and I wish I'd watched it when it initially went out. Granted, it only went out a few months ago, but it was really good, and I liked how they absolutely teased the X-Men in that the the season finale, because they have announced that it is there will be a second season down the road. It's not coming anytime soon. I think the next time we're gonna see Ms. Marvel is in the Marvels movie, which is coming out next year. Um, I think it's next year. I may be wrong on that, but I'm excited for everything that's coming with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and just I'm enjoying what they're putting out there. I do have to admit that the re-releasing of X-Men from '97, I'm like, you already did release it. It's already on Disney Plus. What is this supposed to be like? I'm very confused as to what it is. Is it supposed to be episodes that never got released? Like, do you know anything about that?
I don't. I honestly have no idea what's going on that.
It's interesting. I know that much. I'm excited for it, but I know diddly squat about it. So yeah. Um, I guess that's it. I don't have anything else. Do you?
Not
Got
that I can
nothing.
think of off the top of my head, But I mean, I don't know. I'm excited for a lot of other stuff. Like I'm excited for things that are coming out on the streaming platforms, not so much as to what's already out. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see, what's to be expected um, for many uh, other adventures.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested in some of the stuff like Twitch recently added the ability to what is it? Put your own tags on your stream. And so I've started doing that and I'm like, this is cool. I mean, I don't know if it's helping. I have no idea, but I think it's a good step in the right direction with that. Um, and you're talking about the like Disney Plus and stuff. I don't think you were talking about Twitch. Um, uh, you know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for stupid Top Gun Maverick to come out on Paramount.
It's next month, I believe.
They finally announced a release date for it.
I believe I read one. I want to say it was like the 29th of next month.
Okay, because I'm sitting here and it's like I want to watch it with Elliot, but I'm not going to take him to the theater. Just that's not happening.
Right.
Um, and it's not that I couldn't take him. It just he doesn't want to go. Like he has no interest to go into movie theaters. It's just not his thing anymore, and that's fine. I'm not going to force that. But I want to watch him. I want it. If nothing else, I want him to see it. You know. And I've been sitting here. I've seen it. I saw it back in June before Kim left, and I'm like, here it is now, August. I thought for sure by the end of this month it would have been out. And as far as I could read, there was nothing about it. And I was starting to get a little frustrated because I'm like, I've been telling him it's coming out soon. It's coming out soon. And there's nothing. And I know part of that's because they initially, when the movie first came out, the plan was to put it on Paramount 45 days after it initially came out. Well, then right before it was supposed to come out on Paramount, they re released it on IMAX. And so it extended that by another 45 days. So I don't know. As far as my knowledge is concerned, the movie should have been out on Paramount even after it got re-released. So I'm very confused as to what the heck is going on. But I'm going off of what people think are going on, not what's officially out there. Like not official agreements and stuff like that, like that's been put out to the public. So if you've heard that it's coming out next month, great.
I
Because I could
I
probably
I
watch it.
remember. Yeah, no, I remember reading about it, and I'm pretty sure I read that it was coming out next month.
Well, here's hoping because I would like it to come out this month. I'd like it if it came out next week because the 28th is next week. So that'd be awesome. I think it's next week. Wait, hang on. No, yeah, it has to be next month because yeah, that's very believable. The 28th would be a Wednesday, and that would be right about when yeah. That's usually when Paramount puts stuff on their like movies and stuff. That's when they put those up there. It's on a Wednesday for some weird reason. They don't do it on a Tuesday or a Friday or Thursday. No, it's fucking Wednesday, right in the middle of the week. Um, I don't know why they do that. It's one of the weirdest things. But yeah, I'm interested in seeing that again. I really did enjoy it, and I want my brother to see it. So yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing else, dude. I'm drawing a blank. So I hate to admit that.
Um,
Are you looking into it right now?
no,
Okay.
I'm doing other random shit. Uh,
And again,
like
I
you,
just want to throw this out there. I apologize to everybody for like completely getting sidetracked. But again, today is the last day I get to stream, and it's the last day I get to really game for a while. So I'm just taking as much as I can. If that means, I'm gonna game while I'm playing or doing the podcast, I was gonna do it. I thought I'd be able to focus a little better. Nope. So I apologize for that. Anyways, so what
I
are you
don't think
doing?
people are gonna mind so much.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's true.
I'm having a ball. I think everybody else who's joining us is having a ball. At least I like to think they are.
I
You
hope they
know,
are. I hope people are
uh,
enjoying this.
I'm more on the page of, yeah, like how you said, it's what's coming out and why. Um, I'm waiting to see Top Gun again. I would love to see it again. Truth be told, I was gonna go to the theater and watch it again, and then decided not to, just because I wasn't sure on how everything was gonna go. If I'd be able to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Uh,
Yeah, I've enjoyed uh a lot of what's out there right now, but there's a lot of stuff coming out like Black Panther. I'm interested in going to see that in theaters. Um that's it as far as theaters go. I still haven't seen Thor. I need to go see that. And I'm excited to go see it. I already know what happens in Thor cuz I Wikipedia that shit, but I still want to go see it. I did the same for Top Gun, and I still am like, holy crap, the synopsis on Wikipedia doesn't do the actual film justice. And so, yeah, I know what's going to happen, but you still don't know how you're going to feel when you're watching it. And so
right.
that's the experience I want. Yeah, I know what's coming, so I'm not surprised by stuff, but they don't always put every single little detail that's in the movies into those synopsises. And it's either because it's just something that passed by really quick and you don't really catch it, or it's just a little something that if you're not paying attention to it, you're gonna miss it. That happened with Top Gun. Like there was several little instances where I'm like, yeah, I caught that. so, um, so yeah, as far as like what's coming out, there's a lot coming out that I'm excited for, but there's also a lot that I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Um, I'm wondering what's coming next from Gearbox regarding Borderlands. Tiny Tina's DLC is kind of wrapping up, I think. And so that game's on the verge of like, okay, we either have to announce some sort of expansion for it or we need to announce the next game. Um, from my understanding, they are doing another Borderlands. We'll see about that. If they are and it has crossplay, I think that is definitely something I'm gonna pick it up because it's Borderlands. And I'm still gotta pick up Tiny Tina's thing. Um, that might be one of the first games I buy when I get paid, just because it's something I've been wanting for a while now and haven't been able to get. Um, I was gonna pick up Vanguard, but enough people have told me that is a mistake, so I'm not gonna do that.
If you were to buy it now, then I would be on that page as well, saying don't do it. It's going to be a mistake.
The
Um,
only reason I wanted to get it though is for the campaign, but I heard the campaign wasn't worth it anyways.
the campaign's pretty good. The campaign itself is probably the only thing worth getting the game for.
So would you recommend instead of buying it digitally where you pay full price, going and getting it from like GameStop for like a couple bucks?
If you're only getting it for the campaign, yes.
Okay. Then I might look into that, but I don't know. I mean, I definitely want to get it for PS5 because I heard that playing on a next gen platform is the best way because the presentation, the quality of the graphics is just better. than it is on PS4. So another game I got to add to the pile for what I want for when I get my PS5, which hopefully will be before Christmas. Um, Speaking of before Christmas, and this is just an offhand thing I want to throw out there. Sometime between now and I would say early to late beginning of next year, I will be going to San Diego because I still have that stuff there I got to take care of. Um, Probably sooner than later. I mean, as soon as I can afford to go, I'm going because I need to take care of that just so it eases a little bit of the burden financially that we're dealing with. So when I'm there, I want to make an effort to do a full blown same place, same time, sit down. Either we film it and upload it later or stream it later, but I want to do you and me sitting in the same room. I want to do a podcast. And whether it's we sit there and film one full podcast or we film 2 weeks worth of podcasts, I don't care, but I definitely want to do that. And I think it'd be fun since you use YouTube more than I do now. We should definitely go out and do some stuff and film it and then post it on YouTube and stuff like that and just have some fun with it while I'm there. Cause I know it's going to take me at least 2 days to get through that storage locker and deal with that whole mess. Um, but my plan is to be out there for a couple days. So we should definitely go around and hit up some of the old stomping grounds and stuff like that while I'm out there. If you're interested, I mean.
I mean, the only real old stomping grounds that I remember us hitting was the trolley stations and SeaWorld.
You got Belmont.
And that's just real.
You got Belmont. We went to Belmont. I know I'm gonna go to a bunch of these places. I'm gonna hit up Belmont Park. I'm not gonna go to SeaWorld. Fuck SeaWorld. Um, I worked there in the summer of what was it, 99? Fuck that. I worked in park ops. And so that was the front end of the park, dealing with the parking of cars and all that shit. I hated it. I hated it so much. Um, what else do I want to go to? I don't think even when I lived there, I don't think I ever went to Gaslamp. I'm being brutally honest. So
So
I might go there.
going to Gaslamp now is cool to do on Friday because they close the streets down for pedestrian traffic. That's actually a lot of fun to do. So like I think it's Fifth Avenue, they close down. So there's no cars. It's all foot traffic only. The key is not going during a Padres game.
Oh yeah. 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 That I know. Like any kind of game, because if there's a game going on, it's gonna be chaos. But
Well, not even that. It's just when there's a game, places tend to charge a lot more.
yeah. Well, the thing is, the plan was to try and go up there um either right before Christmas or during Kim's Christmas break. And the only problem with that is just to fly me and Elliot round trip in the seats that I want is like $1,000. Because I don't want to sit in the coach. I want to sit in a nice, big, comfortable seat so I don't feel like I'm being squished. The downside of being a big dude. But it's also because I just want to be in and out as quick as possible. And I'd rather spend the extra money, have a little more comfort. Because you know me, I'm not, I think the last time I flew was October of 2020 when we went there to go deal with the stuff with my dad. And even that, it was like, if I didn't have that going on in the back of my mind, I probably would have been more uncomfortable flying. This time around, I don't have that hanging over me. And I don't have all the other BS that was going on at the time going on as well. So it's like, I'm going to be more aware of flying. And so it's like, I just want to be relaxed and chill. And yeah. And I know that I want to make sure me and Elliot are sitting next to each other as well. So I was looking into it. And like I said, $1,000 round trip for the two of us. And I'm all, damn.
I feel like that's expensive. Well, maybe not. Round trip for the two of you is $500 a piece. That's the other actually thing I was looking not at, too crazy considering first class.
So none of the flights from Billings are first class. Like there's no first class. There's business class, and that's it. Um, we don't have like the big jumbo jets, so we don't have all that fun stuff from here. But we have to fly from here to St. Louis, and that's the part where I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I just want to do nonstop. And so that's where a lot of the extra cost is coming from. Is there are some flights, but they're out of Bozeman that are nonstop from Bozeman to San Diego, and it's like a 3-hour flight. And I'm all 3-hour flight, have to go to Bozeman. If it's not snowing, I can make that trip. So it's like I either have to do it before mid-November or I have to do it like May. Because there's no way I'm going to get to Bozeman from here because no one I know is comfortably, willingly going to take me to Bozeman to get on a plane that time of year. Um, so yeah, $1,000 round trip, one stop, on and off. It'd be a lot more convenient because from here to San Diego, currently there are no nonstop flights. At the time that I'm looking, so it's here to St. Louis, and then we have like a 4-hour layover, or we have a 5-minute layover, which unfortunately, that airport is massive. I know because I had to walk through it the first time I did this, and getting from where we arrived and where we departed, yeah, you can't make that in 5 minutes. Even in a cart, you can't make that in 5 minutes. And I know I'm exaggerating the time a little bit. It's more like 30 minutes or so, but still, that's a long way to go. And for me, when we did it last time, I was so out of shape. Yeah, it took us probably about 45 minutes to get from one end of the airport to the other. But I had to stop multiple times. And so it ended up taking us closer to like 2 hours. Plus, we stopped to get something to eat because we had nothing else to do. And then we finally got to the stop. But then we sat there. And it was all because my aunt had booked the planes and she booked them very last minute. Like literally, she told us, "Oh yeah, your tickets will be ready. Just show up at 5 in the morning because that's the flight we were supposed to take. Tickets weren't available." Kim came and got us. Mind you, I live a good half hour, like lived a half hour from here, out in the fucking sticks, right? So she came and got us from there at fucking 4:30 in the morning, took us to the airport. We can't get our tickets because she didn't get them. So we have to go all the way home and sit for 6 hours just to turn around and get back on the plane and go again. It was the most convoluted day I've ever had. And I remember just thinking, I want this shit to be over now so I can just be done with this. And that's why I was able to get through flying. But because I was so pissed off about the whole thing, even coming back, I was still pissed off about it because the tickets were once again booked last fucking minute. And so, yeah, it was a very stressful experience all around. But I've always been afraid to fly, like, deathly afraid to fly. So I'm worried that's going to kick in finally when we go out here this next time because it didn't last time. And so I'm worried about that because I don't know how it's going to affect me. So that's why I'm like, just spend a little extra money, make it more convenient, and get there back, be comfortable, and enjoy the experience. Because I'm also, a big part of why I'm going out there is to see my brother and the kids and spend a little bit of time with them. But I also want to spend some time with you. I want to do this, I want to film an episode or two of this, or just do it live, whichever we end up doing. I don't know. But it's definitely stuff I want to do when I'm in San Diego. There are places I want to go see. Because I hate to admit it, I miss home. I do. I miss parts of San Diego that we just do not have here, you know? And so I'm looking forward to going out there. I'm not looking forward to it being hot as shit, but that's California nowadays.
Yeah.
So, but that is going to do it for us. We've already gone over our time limit for the we've been doing this recently. We're either going over way too long or we're too short. We never get it perfect. But thank you guys for tuning in and checking out the show and hanging out with us. This episode was not our best. I take full responsibility for that one. But next week we will be back at our normal time, and at least for the foreseeable future, these shows are going to continue. So I hope, and I know Jimmy hopes, you guys will come and hang out with us each and every Wednesday while we talk about whatever the hell is going on. Next week, I will definitely be spilling all the fun details of what it's like for my dumbass who hasn't worked in over 10 years to get back to work. I think there's going to be some fun stories of me bitching and complaining about pain and suffering. But that is the next time. Anything you want to throw out there before we go, dude?
No, I mean, just enjoy life, figure it out. Y'all will get there. And yeah, I mean, other than that, I got nothing.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. We hope you guys enjoy the show. We will catch you guys next time. Until then, adios. And for those of you watching us live, thank you for hanging out. That is going to do it for the podcast. I'm going to take a short break and then come back with my stream. I don't know if Jimmy's going to stream.
I'm probably not going to be streaming today.
Okay.
But yeah.
Alrighty, man. Well, I will catch you later. I'll see you on Wednesday, right?
Indeed.
All right,
if not sooner.
that would be nice. But all right, man. I'll talk to you later, dude.
Later on, everybody. Have fun.